Oh, this thing's on? All right. Hey, what's going on? Yo, what up, what up, what up? So, pardon the background noise if there's any because I'm renting a room and I got to deal with that. And that was kind of what was discouraging me from that, but neither here nor there. What up? It's your boy Rando. How you doing? So, I wanted to talk about something that I feel like has gotten kind of crazy. And it's one of those things that, like, in the by and large, it's not really that big a deal. You know what I mean? Like in the sense of like it's just not that serious. And when I say that, I mean like people do what they're gonna do, right? And so it is what it is. But it's also one of those things that I feel like people undermine like the severity of this. I'm basically talking about like body positivity and what the hell that even means at this point. I don't have any problems with it. Let me start off by saying that because um, health is wealth, and how you feel about yourself. Those two things are always going to overlap, right? So the reason why I want to talk about it is because I think it's gotten into a scary direction because of how like people don't really realize what I feel like people don't realize what that means anymore. And I say that from a place of like yo, it's it matters. It really does matter. But also, it's not one of those things that you can take lightly. You really need to be mindful of the fact that you need to be mindful of the fact that um, you can dilute. It's very dangerously. It's a dangerous game to delude yourself of what is healthy. Because if you feel happy about how you look, but you're not healthy, you see how that could be a problem. And I'll never, ever tell anybody how they need to feel. But I also want to like, this is like one of the first things I wanted to point out. So, I mean, not for nothing, like the mindset. Like, let's start off with what it means. The mindset that everyone is worthy of love and positive body image. That a sentence alone, I co-sign that. I 1,000% co-sign that. What I just where I find it scary is the fact that the internet has a power to take something good, something bad, something whatever, and run with it in a way where it's just like y'all missing you're moving the goalpost for yourself, and you're missing the point. So just in those two things alone, that's dangerous. That's very, very dangerous. I want to give you the best example myself. That's me. That was me back in 2002. I'm be honest. I still get gassed because that's like the best abs I've ever had. But this is something that a lot like I had to stop and realize. I remember always feeling dizzy, and I remember always feeling like, yeah, I need to sit down. I need water. I need to. I wasn't. I was so malnourished. That was the only way I was able to achieve that. And to be fair, it's not. That's not restricted to that. That's not the only way you can achieve that. But I'm looking. That was like the best I've ever looked, and specifically as a guy in his 30s, I feel great about. I look at that photo like, damn, I need to get back to that. But at the same time, I think about how dangerously unhealthy I was at that point because I was at the time I was the only job I had was Uber, and I moved to a new town, and while I was doing my job hunt, I had to I had to work. I needed to start making money. I had bills I had to pay. So I was doing that. And yeah, I don't regret nothing about it. But yo, when I tell you I the more I think about it, the more and then talking to like the people that was around me at the time, it's like yo, it was they noticed how I was acting weird. I would be irritable or and stuff like and you know what I mean a lot. They pointed out things about myself that I wasn't happy with, like you know what I mean. Like looking at it now, like that over there, the hold on, this right here, that was the only fucking sustenance I had, and I don't know how to zoom out. Uh, uh, but yeah, it's like I really just wanted to stress that the fact that the other side of this is people getting insulted, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a fan of Lizzo. Not me, and like the music isn't meant for me. I'm not part of the demographic. It is what it is, you know. So I can live with that part, but um, that's like she's the poster child of why this is dangerous. How it's like you can't tell me nothing or nothing. And it's like, and this is the thing, like you need to be able to cross that bridge on your own. You need to stop. You need to be able to realize like I need to make. You know what I mean? You can't help somebody that doesn't want to be helped. So that's a prime example of that. But not for nothing. It's very very indicative of a lot when someone is not able to really self reflect or take the criticism and you know what I mean who is anybody to tell who any you know who are you to tell me anything who am I who are you to tell me something who am I to tell you something that's why it's like you need somebody that you love and you trust always around you to check you and the way you look can really be something that's like it's hard, man. I'm not even gonna act like it's not. It's not because it's like there were times like when I was younger and I was just skinny. I had my girlfriend at the time. She was getting like she was really 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 concerned for me, and I would get frustrated because it's like yo, I'm working on it. I feel good about myself, but she's over here like constantly throwing food in like not literally but practically throwing food in my face because she wanted me to eat and bro that was really a really frustrating time in my life because it's like yo stop dictating my life stop dictating but it was coming from a good place so it's like you know what I'm saying like it's a weird balance with that I guess like the reason why I really talked about this is because I've been on both sides of that when I was young I was really 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 fat and it meant a lot to have that. It meant a lot to have like people around me telling me like, you know what I mean, like there's people that supported me, but it was just there was a lot of people that were not. There was a lot of people that weren't showing me that love. There was a lot of people that didn't really weren't like. Hey, I'll tell you this much. I don't know what is in my teeth. Um, I still remember the sting of my father telling me I'm fat, and it was just like, dude, you're fat. Like, are you kidding? You know what I mean? Like, where do you get off, buddy? But the honesty, that level of honesty is gone. And it sucks because, like, someone telling you, like, yo, you're not healthy, it's, like, it's seen as them hating on you. It's seen as them as, like, the cat has a hairball. There it is. I got it. The fact that like people can't be honest with each other anymore, and it's kind of scary because like we're getting to a point where simple definitions of like what is thick, what isn't, and it's like you know what I mean like they're both they you know to one person on the girl on the left is beautiful to somebody, the girl on the right is beautiful to somebody. And it's like there's no real questions of like who are you to dictate this like you know and it's just something I wanted to talk about because it's something that I've danced with a lot and it was before there was the word positive body positivity and the fact that people don't really I feel like people don't really stop and think about what fucking words mean anymore because it's like yo the idea that like what a beauty image is like so thrown around now and it's fine if you know what I mean like beauty's in the eye of the beholder but unhealthy is unhealthy. I just really want to that's kind of my bottom line where I was trying to go with all this obviously ranting today on the other episode of I don't really know what I'm talking about but here I am talking about it it's just something that I really do think like people need to be able to be more cognizant of what's going on with themselves and a lot of people are more unhappy than they're willing to admit at this point and shame on you if you don't if you don't say anything about it. Shame on you if you tell them something about it. And You know what I mean? It's just interesting because it's hit a point where because of everything going on outside and like the people being allowed to delude themselves, it's impacting anyone at home or anybody that could tell you something, because then you're looking at them like, oh, I don't trust you now, you're the hater. And it's like, that's just so like, that's such a dangerous game, and it's like really scary. I think that a lot of people don't really stop to really look at these kind of like the BMI scale, because it's it's not a bad thing, and it's one of those things where you can just take that and just run with it for yourself. Because if you're unhappy with how things are looking or whatnot, you can do something about it. But it's imperative for you to do so. It's important for you to make that change. And it's just it's I'm one of those people that I'll always want, I'll always be like, hey man, whatever floats your boat. If you ask me the truth, if you ask me to tell you what I think, I'm gonna tell you. And a lot of times I have to, unironically, sugarcoat it because because I already know you're gonna probably take offense to it. I already know you're gonna dislike it. We're in an era where people aren't being told about themselves enough. There's not a lot of shame going on anymore, where you're an asshole for telling someone about themselves, but a lot of times a lot of people are okay with telling you about yourself. And it's just dangerous. We're in a dangerous era because people are becoming more unhealthy, and they're just not aware of it. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about it just because of the fact that I've been on both ends of that. I've been on both sides of that gate. I've been on both sides of those tracks, and it's better if you just start running track, because then you'll be healthy. Am I right? But I'll be here all week. But nah, it's something that's very important, and like I feel like just talking about it and just being honest about it, being candid, not pointing at anybody, because I'm not. I don't feel I like I said, I don't know Lizzo. I don't care about Lizzo, so it's like I'm not gonna go off on that. But she is a prime example of that attitude of like, you can't tell me nothing. And the reason why I feel comfortable even bringing her up is the fact that the hypocrisy of she's talking all that jazz, but then the whole thing that came up with the dancers, where, and allegedly, because I don't know if that actually happened or not, but the fact that like there was stress and disrespect being thrown at these people, at the dancers, but then at the same time, and in the same, out of the other side of her mouth, don't tell me about how I look. Like, make that make sense. And respect, or rather respect how I feel about things. It's like, yeah, you're being accused of allegedly forcing people to do things they didn't want to do, having people like be told about their weight, when it's like, wait, I thought that's what you were all about. Make that make sense. Like, I really would love it if you did that. Yeah, I'm very weird about it, because it's one of those things like, the mental part of it. It's like, yo, I still remember the feeling when I had people I love telling me, to like shitting on me about how I look. And it wasn't like, so I'm always been a snazzy dresser, like, so it's not that. It's literally like something of like my body, my skin, like the person I am, like, you know what I mean, like how I am, like, it's hard to explain it. And like I always felt bad. It's to where it's like, I do feel like fat shaming was always a thing. There was like, like in movies and stuff, like back, especially I grew up in the 90s, and seeing like there was fat jokes and stuff in there, and it's kind of fucked up. Was it? Did I laugh at sometimes? Yeah, sometimes. I'm not gonna act like I wasn't, but also it was there was a level of insensitivity towards that. What was that kid Augustus Gloop in the Willy Wonka movies? And it's like, damn, bro, like we just gonna act like childhood obesity is like a joke? Like, get like, you know what I'm saying? Like it. There's a level of this where it's not funny anymore. There's a reason why a lot of sensitivity stuff is now, and it's like, how do you come back from that? You know, we're at that point where it's like you can't really even you can't sidestep that. Like that was it was kind of fucked up. You know, there was a lot of humor in things that really wasn't funny, and obesity I would say was on that list, and it definitely led to. I think those were puzzle pieces that added to the situation that we're at now, where people are, you know what I mean, people are thinking about how they grew up and how they felt about that, and you know, here we are. So it's like they're not there. You know what I mean? That's where I think the body positivity thing even started. I still I don't know if like you know like hearing I'm listening to myself and I know it's like I know I'm kind of on both sides of the fence of it because you know what I mean like I get it. It just sucks. It just really does suck. I do think we gotta like kind of the stop us from the going off the deep end of the cliff or jumping off the cliff rather. But it's something that we definitely need to think about as a collective, as you know, as a society, as a society of well distinguished people. We definitely need to be more cognizant of that and like eating. And you don't have to be a health nut. I just say like for me at this point in my life now, I'm just eating vitamins, especially now that I'm older. Taking vitamins, not eating crazy, like you know, being mindful of what I eat. So it's like I try not to eat fast food or like I eat as little fast food as I can because it's like there are times where it's like yo I gotta eat. I need something. There's a McDonald's. I'm gonna hate my body's gonna hate me later, but I need to eat right now. You know what I'm saying? But trying to keep that to a minimum because you know what I mean like you're human, but other things like I drink mostly water. You know what I mean? I always have water on me. Um, Cutting down on the sugar. Like I kind of like I still love my coffee, and that one's hard because it's like I want I like my sugar light and sweet. So it's like I had to be more mindful that I don't drink coffee during the week unless I'm really tired. I don't need it, but unless I'm like just out of it, it's basically more of a weekend thing at this point. The second I wake up, I need a fat I need a jug of coffee. Forget a cup, but yeah, it's just something that I feel strongly about it because bless you because it's like kids should not be obese and I say that from like with love in my heart like it's not bless you um I shouldn't they shouldn't they shouldn't deal with this like they shouldn't be doing this now because you know as children because as they grow older it's going to become more of a problem like you know what I mean like I would not be surprised if I was diabetic you know I haven't been told that you know from like my doctors or nothing but it's something that it's in the back of my head because of the way I would pack my coffee with sugar the way I would eat a lot of candy and I'm talking about in my adult years, like you know, since I've been like in my mid to late 20s, I was still doing that, and I just feel very strongly about it, and I really think we definitely need to be more cognizant of it. So, so I'm 5'10", and so yeah, I'm just at that threshold because like I was 570 at one point. That's I will say it is crazy to see that But it's just like, you know what I mean, like if I'm 570 and I was considered overweight, that's crazy. But wait, what is oh yeah, I'm not tripping. So currently, since I last weighed myself, I'm whoo. I'm gonna eat a Twinkie now because I thought 570. I thought 170 was in the overweight percentile. Just behind that. All right. So yeah, yo, not for nothing. Shout out to my that one who was what was his name, his or her name, I don't know. Shout out to Cool Gamer 22 on Twitch because that one comment of like you should be a motivational speaker. It's like you're right. You're right. I have opinions to talk about stuff, so this is a good platform for me to do that. And nah, I do feel strongly about it. I do want people to be better. You know what I mean? Shout out to Joey Swole. But it's like it starts with having the conversations because I'm never gonna go, you know what I mean? But because that's not I hated that and that made me not want to take that seriously. But so with that said, it's just more of a we need to talk about it. We need to be able to get a lot of the issues out of the way. So the fact that some of the way people will get roasted and whatnot, and yeah, I'm from New York. Roasting is the love language, but you know what I mean? Like, it's something that we got to be cognizant of and be good to each other because we all we got. And it's a shame that it's a shame to the idea that people are at a point where I rather listen to someone else that's going to tell me something that isn't true or something that's not beneficial to me than the people that care about me. And it's a weird ebb and flow, but I definitely want to just always say like, yo, rando snaps, what was it? Message me here, rando snaps on Reddit, rando snaps IG. Let me make sure I got the right one. Yeah, rando.snaps IG. All my links are in the bio. Holla at me if you ever want to chop it up on these kind of things because I take this seriously, and I rather spend time. It's obviously it may not be that extreme, but like yeah, I always think of like this is kind of thing I think of like I rather spend that time. I rather spend some time talking to you about something than spend time talking at your eulogy, because health is wealth, and mental health is, and that goes for mental as well. And that's what a lot of this stuff is. I feel like I should have been more on that. A lot of this stuff is mental health. Like you know what I mean. I take this very seriously, especially after like coming to grips with a lot of my like some of my shortcomings. I was able to battle and overcome a lot of my demons, and it it does feel good to be able to look and say like, I was able to help. I was able to help you out. It's not even like I want the credit. It's I did that. There's no question to me. Whenever I hear somebody, my job, I'm on the phones in my job, and I heard this lady say, "I'm decrepit and old and dumb," and I said, "Don't you say that? You shining diamond." And it was, I meant that, but more from a place of like, don't kick you, don't your spirit don't know you joking about that. You may have been joking, but your spirit don't know that, and love yourself beyond everything else. Just love yourself, and yeah. Peace. I'm hopping off this. I'm probably gonna do Skyrim a little bit. I think I'm just gonna do gaming content on the weekends. I'm still figuring this out, but because I gotta figure out what works for me, and because I'm exhausted after work. But yeah, this is this is it. Love, peace. Take care of yourself, and stay blessed. All right. Be healthy. Sign.